guys, it's Richard from Illumo here. Today I'm going to be taking you through the installation process of this aftermarket steering wheel as well as our magnetic paddle shifters for this F80 M3.
If you like what you see, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button to help support the channel.
So first thing we'll do is remove the battery. So now we have to remove the airbag, and there are two holes on either side of the steering wheel that has pins to push on and release the airbag. Just grab a small flat head and push on those pins. So just a better angle for you to see, that's where the screwdriver goes through, and you're just pushing on here, and as you can see, that just releases the pins. So to disconnect the airbag, all you need to do is just push down on this pin here and pull, and that should just come out. Next, we just need to remove the remaining plugs. So there is one at the top next to the airbag that just pulls out, and another one on the main stalk here. That just comes out as well. So now we just need to remove this bolt here, which is a 16 mil. You can remove it with a torque bar or a impact gun. Leave the bolt on so that you can loosen the wheel a little bit, just so you don't punch yourself in the face trying to pull it off. Pull up gently and that comes out. Now we just got to transfer everything on the stock wheel over to the aftermarket one. So that means removing all the trims and the buttons, as well as installing our new paddle shifters as well. So there's a couple of torque screws just inside the wheel to release the trim. Now these are a T20. There's also two more on the inside for the paddle shifters. And that should just come right out as well. There is one more screw on the back of the steering wheel, and now the whole trim piece should come off. Okay, next we'll remove this foam piece here. Just pop that aside because we'll reuse that later on. On the back, there's another two screws here that we need to remove. And this is just holding in the buttons. And that should just come out. Next, we'll just unplug these connectors. Now we'll just pull up on these parts here and remove this grounding screw on the wheel base itself. We'll just pry up on the connectors and release the paddle shifter. And we'll just pull that one out. Repeat the same step on the other side. Now we'll remove the backing plate on the steering wheel. We'll just lift up this retainer clip, holding a little drive motor in that we also need to transfer across. That is it for that wheel. So we'll just put that aside, and now we transfer everything across over to the new one. And we just reverse the whole process. Just rotate the clip back on. Next, we'll put the backing plate on. And then we'll attach the wiring. We'll attach the buttons on. So we're just attaching the buttons and we're just screwing it back down to secure them in place. We're also just running the wires the way they were as well. Just make sure we tuck them away properly so that nothing is in the way of each other. So now we'll be installing our magnetic paddle shifters. In the box, it comes with extra attachments, and our customer has requested for the longer one. I'll show you the process of how to remove it and change that over. So there are 2 Allen key screws here. Allen keys are provided as well, so all you need to do is just remove these. Once that's removed, put the new one in. Make sure you remember the orientation, so the plus is at the top. Insert the screw into one of them and just lightly tighten them. And do the same with the second one. Once that's holding it in, push it so that it is flush and tighten up. Be careful not to over tighten it, as it can crack the piece. So now we'll attach them onto the wheel again. Just make sure you run the wire into the original slot where it was, pushing it down until it lines up and sitting flush. There we go. Once that's in, we just grab the provided Allen screws and tighten them on. Repeat the same step for the other side. So run the wire through. Line the holes up. Make sure it's sitting nice and flush. And then tighten the screw on. Once that's all attached, we'll just reconnect the paddle shifters into the blue plug, so they fit into the factory ones with no issues at all. And then we'll just retuck the wires so they're all out of the way. So this brown wire here just goes into the horn connection spot. The screw we removed earlier just goes back on and back into our original location on the new wheel. This little plug goes into the white one there. And then we can start to tuck everything away. Now we just want to tidy up the wires and make it nice and neat. Don't forget to connect the 3-pin connector back into the steering wheel controls as well. Just there. Place the foam over the cover again, and then we can proceed to put the trim back into place. Just give it a nice firm squeeze to make sure it's sitting in the right spot. Then we just put our screws back in. Be careful not to over tighten these, as it can cause damage to your trim pieces. So now we're just putting the wheel back onto the car. On the steering wheel there is a little notch to show you where the center is, and on the column itself there is also a notch. You just need to line those two up. So make sure it's in the right spot and push in. As you can see, the two lines are matching. Now we'll just put the center bolt back in. Screw it on with your hands first, just to make sure you don't cross thread it, and then tighten it up. And that's it. Plug in the remaining plugs. And then grab your airbag. Connect the connector back in. Push that in until it makes a click. Line up your airbag and push it in until you feel it lock. Don't forget to connect the battery and test everything, making sure it all works, and you're all good to go. Oh, hey guys, it's Richard from Oliver. Fast and Furious! Drift, Fast and Furious! I wonder if you know. Oh shit! No, it's a Mustang!